Over the last year, we have visited a great many locations in Antarctica and shown a lot of things. I have my personal favorites, my personal list of things that I believe are the most relevant and the most important, and of course, they differ from a lot of my viewers. Tomorrow, I'm going to try to the very best of my ability, go through the top 50, maybe 60. But in today's video, I'm going to do something that I've wanted to do for a long time. And it's probably going to evoke quite a bit of angst and controversy. We forget sometimes to look at events in history in context of the time. For example, the Antarctic Treaty was signed in the 60s. During that time, there was another topic that was incredibly contentious in American culture, North American culture, and it was the debate between creation and evolution. It was on everybody's mind, and the courts were getting rid of evolution, intelligent design being taught, and criminalizing it and making it illegal, and at the same time putting forth a theory with no evidence from this man named Darwin and making that be the law of the land. Now, real quick analogy, I come from a very religious background, as does my family. My grandfather taught my father and my aunts and uncles to look at it like this. When you were taught evolution in school, they weren't asking you what you believed the truth to be. They were asking you simply what that book said. So read it as if it's a fiction novel, and then take the test as if you were just answering questions about a novel about fiction. And that's how many people approached it. Now, I want to show you guys something that would probably never make it into our Constitution, but it is in the Constitution of Venezuela. Article 59. Father and mother are entitled constitutionally to have their sons and daughters receive religious education in accordance with their convictions. Article 59 of the Venezuelan Constitution. Now, that having been said, that could probably show you a lot about what's going on down there and why it's going on. It's one of the few places on Earth where you have a constitutional right to hear the truth of the Bible. Now, there have been some images that have been revealed in Antarctica that I think might be a reason that what's happening in Antarctica is being hidden. I'd like to show you a series of images today and ask you some questions. See, many people are familiar with the image in the lower right because another channel, Mr. MBB333, came to my channel and stole it and took it over to his channel and made it as if it was his discovery without, of course, any acknowledgement. That's fine. I'm used to that. Not a big deal. But one of the discoveries that I made on the left, many people didn't consider. And for a long time, I had a hard time finding the right image to show you to make my case. See, this image on the left is also from Antarctica. And I'll zoom out here real quick to show you. This is, of course, the Mertz Valley, where we have found so many things, including the Stargate. To my mind, this is the best evidence of there being a group of advanced intelligent people down there, humanoids, whatever you want to call them, living and creating these things. When you look at the image on the left, it is by far much more detailed than this image in the lower right. Even though this image in the lower right has a great deal of detail, the one on the left, this more so than any other face that has ever been found on Mars or the third phase of moon face, the detail level is unmistakable. I can show you literally 10 features on this that show it to be a face. The dark black eye, number one. The brow ridge, the pronounced brow ridge, just like you see over here. The forehead that slopes directly backward. It doesn't go up like ours. It goes directly back, just like here. The face having a whiter, lighter shade in contrast to the black fur. Same thing here. The shape of the ear. Look at the ear of this baby chimp and this picture profile of a chimp. Here, literally identical. The sideburn, you can see that here. The shape of the jaw in relation to the neck down here. The shape of the chin, the flat chin, just like you see here. The mouth, the very large, oversized upper lip area right here, and the shape of the nose, how it has almost this shelf to it, just like you see here. It's undeniable. Now, what does this have to do with what I was talking about with Darwin? Remember, the 60s was when they made the treaty that restricted Antarctica. What if they had found something that proved that chimps did evolve, but not into humans? What if they found something that completely disproved Darwin? What if they found a very advanced race of chimps or chimp-like people that had the ability to do things like we did, but they were not us? Meaning that part of what Darwin said could be possible, but they didn't lead to who we are. That we are a distinct and very different creation of something else. If they had found evidence of that in the 60s in Antarctica, that would have been all they needed to create an enormous cover-up. And it would explain why they have had to criminalize the teaching of that, of creation. That there may have been animals that had adaptations, that perhaps through those adaptations became or led to more advanced versions of those animals. That partially could be true. But that somehow we are the result of that? No. Absolutely not. And there may be evidence down there for this. And when you look at these two pictures, and you look at it in the context of the time, of the era, it would explain the continual secrecy. I'll give you, of course, the locations for both the image on the left, the image in the lower right. You can look up your own images of baby chimps. See, for a long time I was looking up monkeys. When I looked at the picture on the left, I thought simian, I thought monkey, and chimp is very different than monkey. I couldn't find a picture of a capuchin that looked like this, but this is clearly a chimp. And chimps are, of course, supposedly 97% DNA related. However, that doesn't explain so much. I don't think DNA is nearly as static as they would like people to believe. It's another argument. I could do a whole series of videos talking about intelligent design. The idea of throwing all of the parts of a watch into a bag and shaking it up and dumping it onto the table and having it come out and be a perfectly functioning watch is akin to evolution. So, anyway, this might be one of those topics that gets my channel, might be the one topic that finally puts it over the edge where they decide to come after me. But I don't know. I mean, when you look at these images, and they're undeniable. I mean, they're absolutely undeniable images. I don't care what angle you look at this one from on the left here. I don't care what way you turn the camera. This is not an accident. This is something made this. Something created this. And I guess I will leave you with a joke that I heard a long time ago that kind of puts everything into perspective. There were a bunch of scientists that got together and decided they didn't need God anymore. They had become sufficiently advanced that they thought that religion caused more problem than what it was worth. So because they were so advanced, they, knocked on heaven's door and they said, God, I think, we would like you to leave because you're causing more problems and we don't need you anymore because we have science to save us. So God said, okay, let's start with the test. And God grabs up some dirt and creates man. Science, then the scientists get together and say, okay, well, they go over and they dig up some dirt and God says, oh, no, wait, get your own dirt. So anyway, some will get that, some will not, but I will try tomorrow to do my very best to show you the best of Antarctica and continue the investigation. I've even found some new stuff. So like, share, subscribe, and we'll see you next time.